Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject sin quiere consultar con Soferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey. Happy Saturday. I'm Jason. That's Ben. This is Wanna Bet. This is what we do 7 days a week. Try to give you guys all of our best plays, distill all of the handicapping that we're doing pretty much around the clock, 7 days a week, to this half hour or so, sometimes longer, where we cover all the markets that we're most interested in, where we've put our money, why we've put our money there, and how we've done putting our money there. We appreciate you guys tuning in as always. We appreciate the emails we're getting. wannabetwithus@gmail.com. You can find us there. We love all the comments, and we love when we're having a great week. And we are having a great week at Wanna Bet. And we aim to continue doing it. Big weekend. We've got a pretty full college hoop schedule. Full enough, fuller than it was during the week. We've got NBA Cup. We've got a big week in the Premiership. We've obviously got NFL. I've already made some college plays that I'll start giving out in college football probably as soon as Monday. A lot to get to. We want to thank the great people who are running the Army-Navy game in our wonderful city of Baltimore. A lot of great festivities and events going on here. Beltway Ben partook in more of those than I did, but on the off chance that Jimmy Shapiro and his crew stumble upon this, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. We're fired up for that game today. Beltway Ben is going to that game today. And we're happy to be here. Before we get to today's bets, because we are fully transparent, Beltway Ben, how'd it go last night? How has it been going since we launched May 21st? One more rebound at Alonzo Ball. That's 6+. Yeah, I had no shot at that one. But he ended up with 3. Could have easily been 4. The 4 rebounds plus 10 rebounds from Mobley, which hit easy. That parlay was pretty juicy, and I thought we were going to get it there after a slow start, Beltway Ben. Thank God Cal Baptist didn't give it all the way back up. I mean, that thing was at 12 with like 55 seconds. It ended up getting a quasi-sweaty at the end. Mavs, P.J. Washington. If you're going to miss 2 foul shots and turn the ball over, then please hit 2 at the end. And he did. That was very sweaty. But yeah, another profitable night. Also, I didn't have a chance to give this out on the show because the numbers weren't out yet. Remember, we were doing that show at midnight. Did a lot of work on the Maryland Eastern Shore NCA&T game. Thought that had a chance to thought both teams could score 80 in that game, honestly. We ended up getting well over 160 points. Gave it out on Twitter. We only needed 130 points, Ben. That cashed with 8 minutes to go. Kind of like that Tulsa total the other night, cashed with 8 minutes to go. We love when we can do that for you guys. So we're back on the good foot. Beltway, Ben, you continue to deliver, baby.
Yeah, it was a slightly profitable night. We were up about 10 cents. Garland, between his regular assists at minus 140 and the first quarter assist that we did put on Twitter, which was minus 150, we lost close to 3 units between those. Only had one assist in the first quarter. Of course, Evan Mobley comes out and he's the passing man, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And then Garland 6.5. He finished with 6, and we were 1 short. There were a few buckets missed in the final minute and 30 seconds that he would have gotten an assist if the guys finished. So I was rooting hard late, but of course we didn't get those. Miles Bridges cashed both his points and rebounds and his field goals made. He had a very strong night. And yeah, it was a fine night. It could have been a little bit better if Darius Garland would have came through for us. But again, not an awful night.
Beltway Ben, because I like when we do this Saturday morning. In the Bundesliga! Hoffenheim just found the back of the net for the second time, Beltway Ben. So that's a nice little start there. If you're with us on the Hoffenheim Hamburg parlay, we've got 2-0 Hoffenheim, and we are barely a half hour into that match. So let's keep pouring it on there, Hoffenheim. They've been a fun team to watch in the Bundesliga this season, and that's a nice start. All right, let's get her going. Beltway Ben's got a got a football game to go to today, and I've got a under 14 basketball game to work the scoreboard on. All right. First down, Beltway Ben. Let's stay in the college ranks and let's stay in some college overs. The Elon Phoenix, at one point, were called the Fighting Christians. True. It's a true story. When my wife was an undergrad at Elon, their nickname was the Fighting Christians. Now, there's a chance that I would have been betting them a lot. And there's a chance that back in the day, the Elon Fighting Christians and the Houston Christian Cougars, I don't even know if that school existed back then. This is way back in the early 90s, Ben. And the Cal Baptist Lancers, I think it was. That could have been my trio, the holy trilogy of
Definitely could have.
Catholic-affiliated betting schools. But we like the Elon Phoenix. They're playing a lot more up-tempo, and they are lighting it up this year. Elon and William and Mary appear to be the teams in the CAA that have really stepped up their pace game even more. So I just think this is a great spot for Elon against a bad Northern Illinois team as they tune up for CAA play. Elon is a top 80 team in this country, Beltway Ben, in effective field goal percentage. They are top 75 in overall offense, top 50 in offensive rebounding, top 75 in three-point offense, top 100 in two-point offense. They've scored 84 in 7 of their last 9, and that was against a lot of teams that are frankly better than Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is 341st in KenPom defensive efficiency. They are 344th in the country in opponents' EFG against them. They are 295th in the country defending the 3-ball and 344th defending the 2-ball. I could see Elon going for 90 here. They seem to be getting off on that lately. It's a big number. Maybe they cover it. Maybe they don't. But we just wanted to drill down on Elon's offensive efficiencies at home against a really bad defensive team. Minus 104, you can find that at.
Real quick, Houston Christian. It looks like they were NAIA until 2007, 2008.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any chance.
They were playing. It just was NAIA. Could you get any lines on that?
Yeah, but I mean,
could you get any NAIA lines?
In the back in the 90s, bud. I mean, it just depends on what
you probably
which
could
bar
your
you were
book.
in, which street corner. The bookie that I had at that time, no chance in hell.
No NAIA.
No chance in hell.
That's
It was pretty much football, college hoops. That's really all I was mostly doing back then. Allegedly, straight up.
You didn't do that.
Yeah. Like, he would come to your house and hand you your money, or come to your house and get your money. It freaked my then girlfriend, now my wife, out several times.
That's how it goes.
He was a good guy.
Very good guy.
He was a good guy. I mean, could he F you up? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't fight. Yeah.
But he's a gentle giant.
Very nice guy.
At least with me. I don't know how it went with some other people. Our interactions were pretty good. I did all right.
As long as you pay, you should be good. As long as you pay.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there we go.
First down.
Thank you for the book report.
Yeah, absolutely. First down.
Inside betting with Beltway Ben.
Always. You know we can always look into it a lot. But no, we're going to play Michigan minus 17.5 at minus 110. Anybody who watches this show enough knows we're big Maryland fans, but we also know what this Maryland team is. And we also know what this Michigan team is. This is way too low of a number. Talking to Jason off the air and other work and all those things, continuously saying, if this spread is anything under 30, I don't care what it is, I will take it. And as soon as I saw it open 30. At 17.5, my jaw hit the floor. I look at him, I'm like, it is 17.5. So I'm like, yeah, we'll be all over that tomorrow. Michigan this year, they beat Nova by 28 the other night, and that game was a 40-point game for the majority. Rutgers by 41, Gonzaga by 40, Auburn by 30, San Diego State by 40. All 5 of those teams, maybe Rutgers not, but at least 4 of them are better teams than Maryland. They just are. Like, let's call it what it is. Yeah. 4 of those teams are better than Maryland. The Gonzaga win by 40 really told you all you needed to know about Michigan and how good they are this year. Coming into the season, in our column with Hoops HQ, I had wrote, I think they could win the national championship. I like them to win the Big Ten. And I like Lendeborg to be the wooden player of the year. Right now, those
Yeah.
are looking very, very strong. It was a slow
Yeah.
start, and I was a little concerned. They didn't play well against some, lesser opponents. Wake Forest, I remember that game. They should have lost that one. TCU, they were on the ropes against, and it was like, what's going on? The players' era gets here, and they have a matchup with San Diego State that the entire public loves. San Diego State. Michigan State,
Yeah.
or Michigan is underachieved. San Diego State's a team that's been able to beat some Power 4, Power 5 opponents before. Like, they like them there. All of a sudden, they come out and win by 40, to which the following night they beat Auburn by 30, and then the night after that, they beat Gonzaga by 40. That was the matchup that changed everything for this team. Lendeborg got comfortable. I mean, I do remember against Wake Forest, he was on the bench in the final 5 minutes and in overtime because he just wasn't playing good enough. Now, all of a sudden, he's right back into the Wooden Award, and that's basketball. You get comfortable with your new school. You got to figure it out, and he's there. This Michigan team is damn good. I know I said it about Gonzaga before they matched up, but right now, they're the best team in the country to me. I feel like that at this time. I'm not saying in March that's where we'll be, but a team who's been beating teams the way they have this regularly, you don't see that much in college basketball. Like, everybody slips up, and you hope it's not today against Maryland, but Maryland has showed me nothing to believe that they will be able to keep this game close. Go look what Maryland did in that same players era tournament. I mean, they lose to Alabama by 40, which we were on, and they lose to Gonzaga by 40 as well. Like, we were all over those, and I feel really good about this one, regardless if it's at College Park. The student section, we'll see how it is. They usually pack it well, but like, they got to start winning.
Exams
They
are
got to
over.
play
A lot
better
of kids are
basketball.
home.
Yeah, they got to
I
play
get
better
Rocco
basketball.
on Monday, but freshman exams go longer than a lot of the other classes. Like, a lot of kids are done this weekend.
Right.
And Maryland can't play from behind.
No.
Like, Maryland's goal is to get to the line more than you. Like, a lot more than you. Good luck doing that when you're behind. They don't have a designated three-point shooter, let alone multiple designated three-point shooters. Yeah, me and the meat man are all over that. Second down, we're taking the over in the Cal Santa Barbara Utah Valley affair. It's a little kicking off or tipping off a little early out there. 2 p.m. Eastern time, so that's an early start for them. Let's see some running and gunning. Over 48.5, priced regularly minus 110. UC Santa Barbara is 6-2 to the over in their last 8 games, Beltway Ben. This is how they've done vis-a-vis the over-under number, the total number for the season. Over by 47.5, over by 20, over by 2.5, under by 4.5, under by 7.5, over by 7, over by 18.5, over by 12.5. They are top 75 KenPom offense efficiency, top 100 in their effective field goal percentage, top 80 in offensive rebounding, top 33 in three-point shooting. They also struggle to defend the three ball, and they are a super efficient inside offense as well. Utah Valley's a team that can light it up. They're top 40 in overall effective field goal percentage. They are a top 80 team in pace, and I think they're going to want to run. And I think UC Santa Barbara will run enough with them. This game for me is another one where, like, I would put a number much closer to 158 than the 148 on this one. I think we could get a fair amount of fouling late. I think it's close enough that we get fouling late to help put us over. So that's where we are on this one. This stood out to us as an over spot. So that's where we're going.
I'm going to take a number down, and we'll parlay something with it to get us a fair price. Paolo Banchero, 20-plus points, and then Karl Anthony Towns, 8-plus rebounds at minus 129. Cat's gone over this in all but one game, and it was the game where he finished with 7 boards. They just played the other day, and he was able to grab enough boards for us there. I don't know if anything's going to change. I mean, the guy, for a while, and I still probably am comfortable there, but I just wanted to be a little bit more safe. 10-plus rebounds was an auto play because that's how aggressive he is on the glass and how many minutes he plays, even with the foul trouble that he gets in. We've seen Brown really dive into letting him play a lot, and it's been important for them. He's very good on the glass. So 8-plus rebounds should not be an issue here again. He's done it in all but one game this year. Now, Banchero, 20-plus points. This is where we get the sweat. We're taking it down. I don't want to take his regular number. Comes back from injury 3 games ago, and Mosley said he's still going to be on that minutes restriction. Said it before last game, but doesn't really make sense to me. 20 minutes in his first game back, 24 in his second, 32 in his third. So if he was on the minutes restriction in the third one, 32 minutes to me seems like he's basically back to normal. This is an NBA Cup game. These guys are playing for a lot of money. The winner of this, even if they lose the championship, doubles what they'll get right now. Right now, it's a little above 100,000. If they win this one and lose the championship, you get 200. Then if you win it all, you get a lot more. So these games are important. We heard, I talked about it with Bane the other day, like they're going to play this game like the playoffs to a certain extent. They're not going to play 40 plus minutes, but they are going all out to win these games. They do get a little bit of a break after, and it's pretty important for them to have their best player on the court. And he hasn't been great. He hasn't cleared this number since returning, but I have a good feeling that now, you have no Franz, and we saw it last game, like the shot attempts are starting to creep up with the minutes as well. Playing for the money, I do think Paolo shows up. So give me Paolo 20 plus points. Again, his number's 22.5. We're taking it down by 2.5. And then we're also going to take Cat 8 plus rebounds, which you can get at minus 129.
Johnny Foosball. Remember him? Do you remember Johnny Manziel?
Yes.
Is Johnny Manziel before your time? Is he a little before your time?
Absolutely not. Johnny Manziel was prime me when I was younger.
Prime Beltway Ben?
Yeah, I thought he was the coolest thing ever. Still a fan.
He was something.
Still a fan. How did you like him covering?
He was something.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Did I interact with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I interacted with him. He hung out for like 4 hours in our studio at the NFL Today.
Nice
the
guy.
The Heisman Trophy winner would always come in because they would like the Heisman Trophy presentation was at the athletic club, which is like 5 minutes from our studio.
Right.
I think they'd stay in the same hotel as us, and they would always do a hit on the NFL Today. So yeah, it was for 10 years I was there. I met 10 guys who won the Heisman. He was a little different. He had different vibe, different aura. Like I remember Cower being like, "Whoo, like, that's either going to go really well or really bad." Like, whoa, that kid's a little different now. Yeah. And remember like Kyler Murray, like I'm like, whoa, he's literally my size. Like he's literally my size. Like, ooh. Anywho, let's go to some footy. Wolves, we've been fading them relentlessly. They're at Arsenal. The Gunners dealing with a lot of injuries. It won't matter against what is shaping up to be maybe the worst team of the Premiership era in Wolverhampton. Arsenal did the job for us again midweek. We thought they would. A nice, easy 3-0 spanking of a Club Brugge side. That's a lot better than the Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think they could do something like that again today. They're beat up in the back. Both, they're missing their top center back pairing. I don't think it matters against a Wolverhampton side that is absolute shite. Wolverhampton have 1 draw and 6 defeats in 7 road games, Beltway Ben. They've scored once and conceded 12 times in those matches. Arsenal have conceded 2 goals at home all season long. Arsenal, as we've told you repeatedly, is the best defensive side in Europe. They've kept clean sheets at a ridiculous rate. They were winning to nil. 8 straight win to nils at one point in time between Champions League and the Premiership. That streak ended, but they've started a new streak, and I think it continues here again today. Arsenal have scored at least twice in 5 of their 7 home matches. If they score twice today, they're absolutely winning. So here's what we need. We need Arsenal to keep another clean sheet, which means win to nil. We need them to have 2 or more goals in 6 of their last 8 Premiership games at home. We need them to extend that streak. And we need Wolves to just keep being absolute shite. I think Arsenal can have a 2-0 lead at the half and then find a 3rd goal without even really looking for it. I keep seeing 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 with this scoreline, but we'll get to that in a minute. For the sake of these purposes, you could tell me on Arsenal to win to nil and over 1.5 team goals. You can find that at minus 110.
I'm going to head back to the NBA Cup, which we will go with SGA over 18.5 field goals attempted at minus 130. One of the weird props that we've dove into. But again, we've had a lot of success diving into these on Bet365. We've given them out a lot, usually in 4th and long or 4th and short, because that's where we go weird props. But I do like a 4th and short today, so I just decided to put this one in the regular first 3 downs. SGA, in games decided by 14 points or less, SGA is over this in 12 of 13. One game he didn't go over, and he finished with 15. It was a weird game, and he got pulled a little early. I think in this matchup here, he is going to be aggressive looking to score, trying to finish buckets, and I think it'll be close. I know the spread's 10.5, and Wemby's going to be on a minutes restriction, but I would still expect him to have a heavy impact when he's on the court, which we'll get to a little bit in fourth and short. SGA's got to take the game over. He's getting close to this in some games where he's only playing 3/4, which is just crazy to think about. I think Dagnall's going to have to ride him a little bit longer in this one. It's not going to be them up 50 and you're able to pull him with 2 minutes. No, I think the Spurs team, the defense should tick up a little bit with Wemby getting back. And the offense, we just saw what they did in LA. Now, LA and OKC, two completely different teams. OKC's getting Hartenstein back. That doesn't hurt SGA shooting the basketball. He's still going to be aggressive regardless of who's on the court. Give me SGA, and it also probably helps him with the way the Hartenstein screens and the court spacing that he gives them when out there. I do like SGA to go over 18.5 field goals attempted at -130.
Love it. Love it. All right, fourth down. I got 2 long shot plays for you here. Let's stay in that Arsenal match. Look, I got a unit on Arsenal to win 3-0. I don't do a ton of correct scores, but if you look at the Arsenal score lines, if you look at how inept Wolves are, you look at the fact that Wolves have only found the back of the net one time on the road in the Premiership all season long. Look, Arsenal hung, 4 on Tottenham. They could have hung 4 on Bruges, even though they're beat up. Could they score more than 3 in this match? They could. Will they score less than 3? Boy, I don't think so, man. They could run some academy kids out there against this Wolverhampton side and still score at least 2. So for the way this is priced, let's go Arsenal to win 3-0 plus 550. Also, we've been talking in the NFL about that Ravens-Bengals matchup all week long. And we've talked on this show all season long since the summer about how historically bad the Bengals have been defending tight ends for the last few years. It was a problem even under Lou Anarumo. It's a real problem under Al Golden. Charlie Kolar, the Ravens' 3rd tight end, to score a touchdown against the Bengals, 12-1. He's done it 3 times this year. The red zone offense is broken. The goal-to-go offense is broken. And he's done gadget plays a couple of times where he comes in to block, he quickly releases, and he catches balls in the red zone. Andrews and Likely have killed the Bengals before. The Ravens have no wide receivers in this game. The last time they played on Thursday Night Football, the Ravens were in 11 personnel almost 50% of the time. It's stupid because they don't have 3 wide receivers who are worthy of being on an NFL football field right now. And there's only 1 wide receiver who actually catches the ball from Lamar Jackson, and that's Zay Flowers. He's a wee little guy, doesn't show up in the red zone, doesn't score any touchdown passes. Bateman's hurt again. D-Hop has asked to get traded a few times or asked to be released to go to a real team. They refuse to do it, but he's not in a great spot. They're going to get heavy in this game against a bad Bengals defense that's allowed 15 touchdowns to tight ends this year. That allows a quarterback rating of 130 when you throw to tight ends against them. And Likely again, and Andrews killed them on Thursday Night Football in the Thursday night game on Thanksgiving. The way this is priced, I think you're going to see a lot of 13 personnel. I think you're going to see Pat Ricard, the fullback, in there a bunch. It wouldn't shock me. Look, between Kolar and Ricard, if this is as high scoring as I think it's going to be and as close as I think it's going to be, one of those 2, I think, is scoring a touchdown in this game. And Kolar has the better hands, and Kolar's the better athlete, although Ricard is a freak. And at 12-1 for a guy that Lamar trusts, I just see too much value there against the defense that I think is going to be trying to sell out to keep Andrews and Likely from just slicing and dicing them. So that's my 4th and longs.
I'm going to go 4th and short, and I'll take, I said it before, and I talk about it all the time on here. It's rare that I'm going with a semi-public play, but here, Wemby's back. Let's go with him over 3.5 first quarter points at -140. Before suffering the injury, he had cleared this in 4 of 5, 4 straight. And he's going to be aggressive. We know Wemby is going to be looking to get his buckets when he can. And as good as OKC is defensively, Wemby is an alien. You don't see many guys like him with the skill that he has at that size and his ability to get to the free throw line, his ability to stretch you out and shoot the 3. Quite honestly, I just want 2 layups here. I want a bucket inside and 2 free throws. But if he can hit us a 3 and then get a bucket inside, you'll feel good. I don't expect anything to change in his first game back in terms of aggressiveness. Now, we'll probably be on a minutes restriction. I'm not too worried about that in the first quarter. Can we get 6 to 8 minutes from him. I'd probably expect that. If they do pull him after 5, it'll be unfortunate. But again, for the best player on this team, even with Fox playing, Fox is going to give the basketball up. Fox is also going to drive to the basket and miss some layups that Wemby has always been able to clean up. Hartenstein's a little aggressive. We see him get in foul trouble sometimes. You want to put Chet on him. Wemby can make Chet work a little bit. So I do like Wemby over 3.5 first quarter points at minus 140.
Excellent. All right. Overtime. I've got we're going to go 3 overtimes here. They are all in the footy markets. These are games that kick off early tomorrow, in large part, games that will be kicking off before we do our next show for you guys, which will be at 11 tomorrow when I get off of the BetMGM Game Day show that you can watch on Twitch and YouTube and whatever. That's from 8 till 10:55 Eastern with my friend Kate Constable. So we've got 3 soccer plays for tomorrow. Well, some involve games today in a parlay, but let's start with this. Arsenal minus 1.5. Palace and City, Crystal Palace and Man City, to produce at least 2 goals in that match, and a BTTS, both teams to score, in the West Ham Villa match. Arsenal, we've covered it. They're playing a team that's absolute shite that loses by 2 goals to everybody. Palace and City, look, it's been goals for these teams. It's been goals in the Premiership. With City, it's been goals. In the Champions League, we were on the over 2.5 again. Midweek, we've consistently been over 2.5 in Citizens matches. Why are we down to 1.5 here? Not because we think there's going to be fewer goals against a Palace side that can light it up. And I think Mateta finds the back of the net. And I think Holland finds the back of the net. And I think one of the wingers, Foden or Doku, find the net. It's because, well, what if things get sideways? So I'm going to take it down to 1.5. I'll talk more about that match in a minute and expound on that. And then Villa West Ham. Look, West Ham are shite at home. We've told you that, guys, that since the beginning of the year. Villa have won 9 of their last 10 Premiership matches. There has been a BTTS in 57% of West Ham's home games. Both teams have scored in 57% of Villa's road games. Villa have consistently been scoring 2 or more times per game. So I don't have any concerns about their form offensively right now and their ability to find the back of the net. And the Hammers have kept 0 clean sheets at home, and the Villains have kept just 1 clean sheet on the road. That Olympic-type stadium that West Ham plays in, it has no environment. The fans are too far from the field. It feels very sort of stodgy and corporate. And they concede there. Now, will they go balls out to try to score a goal? I think so. So, anyway, Arsenal minus 1.5. Palace and City to produce 2 goals. The Hammers and the Villains, both teams to score, plus 185. All right, let's drill down on that City Palace game in double overtime. We like both teams to score and Phil Foden to have a goal or an assist. That's plus 187. He's very comfortable sliding the ball into the box for Holland to finish. He's been making a lot of runs. He seems to have carte blanche. Is he on the right side? Is he up the middle? Is he on the left side? He's in great form lately. He's been scoring with great consistency. He has a goal or an assist in 4 of his last 6 Premiership matches. He has 6 total goals or assists in his last 3 Premiership matches. He's gone the full 90 in 3 straight Premiership matches. And he looked great again midweek in the Champions League. So him being involved in a City goal, that's just been what's been happening lately. And frankly, Holland has not been scoring as much from the run of play. He obviously is still devastating on the penalties, but he hasn't been poaching quite as much lately. So Foden's been the guy scoring inside the 18 for them lately. All right, the BTTS part of this. Palace, 57% BTTS hit rate at home. City, 57% BTTS hit rate on the road. Citizens road matches average 3.3 goals per game. The Citizens have allowed 10 goals in their last 6 overall games, EPL, and Champions League. I mean, Palace, last 10 games in all competitions, 6 times there have been at least 3 goals produced. I think this one has a chance to open up pretty quickly. City have done a lot of damage in the first half of matches. I think they're going to force Palace to come out of their shell a little bit. City is, you can automatic that they're going to give up at least one on the road, maybe more. Their goalkeeper still gives me some pause. And look, Palace likes to play a little more conservative at home and really go balls out on the road, kind of like Bournemouth. But I think in this one, this could end up being a 3-3 type match that they played with the Bournemouth Cherries. I think there's a lot of goal potential here, and I like what Phil Foden's been doing lately, both setting people up and finishing. And then finally, we got to go with our guy Thiago, anytime goal, plus 137. I got it at plus 140 a couple days ago. It hasn't come down as much as I thought it would, but I certainly think it's going to come down before Brentford play tomorrow. Look, this guy's in the 99th percentile in pretty much anything you look for in a goal scorer in the Prem. He scored 11 times for Brentford. Nobody else on the team has more than 4 goals. Only Erling Haaland has found the back of the net in the Premiership more than Igor Thiago. He averages 1.07 goals per 90 minutes played at home. 99th percentile. 7 goals scored already at home in the Premiership this season. Like, you look at the expected goals at home per 90, 99th percentile. They're playing an opponent that's pretty shite in the back. And look, Brentford haven't scored in a couple matches, and they need to get back on the good foot. And this guy's been about as sure of a bet as there's been in the Premiership this year. So Thiago anytime goal plus 137. Hey, Gigi.
I'm going to we're going to take at least one play for America's game. I know we already gave one out on Tuesday, but we're going to go right back to one here. We're going to go Navy on the money line, 300 plus total yards, and their team total over 20.5 plus 103. All of these 3 things have happened almost in all but like 3 games or 2 games. The 300 plus yards has happened in all but 1. That game was against Notre Dame, and that's just like nobody was beating Notre Dame that late in the year. Notre Dame was on a quest. They were trying to push back into the playoffs, and they had to beat up on everybody. Unfortunately, they got pulled out at the end. And did they deserve to make it? I don't know, but to put them in on Tuesday 2 weeks ago, and then at that point say that straight up didn't matter, and then change it. It was an absolute joke of a look for the College Football Playoff Committee. But that's not important here because we're taking Navy, who that was like the one game where we just saw them get dominated. Outside of that, like North Texas, they didn't play well, but they only lost by 2 touchdowns, and North Texas passing offense was different. Navy's defense has improved since then. Their team total over 20.5, that's a little scary to me just because we know the under in this game, how much it cashes. But even if it cashes, like, and they scored 21, hold them to 10, like, that would not surprise me at all. Their defense has gotten better, and their offense is unstoppable. I've talked about it. Like, some of the dogs they have, and going back to Keenan Reynolds and those guys, like, they've had very good players recently, but, like, between Horvath and Texa and Heinrich, like, they have some very good pieces this year in both the run game and the passing game. I think it's going to be more of a run-heavy game, but that passing offense has added more this year than we've seen in recent years. I talked about they had a 300-plus yard passing game, which is pretty rare for Navy earlier in the year. And I just think they beat Army straight up. Like, Army got off to a slow start, and they've really improved. They've gotten better. I know it's a rivalry game. That makes a lot of sense why the spread is where it is. But to that point, Navy is a much better team. Like, Army isn't good offensively or defensively, where Navy's offense is extremely good for what they do, and their defense has only gotten better as the year's gone on. So give me Navy on the money line, 300 plus total yards, and their team total over 20.5 to get us to plus 103. And then we'll also do basically close to a plus 100 for these NBA games today. Give me SGA 30 plus points, Paolo 15 plus points, and Jalen Williams, Jalen, not Jay, because he won't be playing much. Jalen Williams for 4 plus assists at plus 124. SGA 30 plus, we broke that down a few days ago. I don't think he goes under in a tight game. We also need him to go over those shot attempts that we gave out earlier. Paolo, talked about him as well. I took him for 20 plus, 15. He's been able to get over in 2 of 3 since returning. And then Jalen Williams, 4 plus assists. We talk about this guy at home a lot. I ended up not going with his rebound assist because we have Hartenstein back today, but 4+ assists has been something that he's gotten over at home pretty regularly. So SGA 30+ points, Paolo 30 or 15+ points, and Jalen Williams, JALEN, 4+ assists at +124.
Love it. Love it. Gigi's ready for her WALK. I don't want to say the word. Look, Navy overs, first half overs are something that we had a lot of success with this year too. They come out and they try to blitzkrieg you. So I'm not so sure that under that under trend is going to hold. And even if the under trend does hold, I don't know that it doesn't mean that Navy don't get theirs.
Right.
So I'm with you there. That's our show. But wait, Ben, do you mind showing the people again how it's been going here? So there you go. The numbers at the bottom are all the bets we've made since our first show, May 21st, with our friend Katie Mox. Then how we did last night. We keeps it real around here. We let you know when there's certain sports we're really struggling in, when we need to collab on some stuff, when we need to self-scout and have a little different strategy about how we're approaching certain things. We try to do it collectively. We appreciate you guys tuning in and chipping in the comments when you in the email wannabetwithus@gmail.com. We had some people asking about who's Gigi. Who's this Gigi guy that you talk about from time to time? That would be Ken Wyman, who's on Inside Access, our radio show in Baltimore, from 2 to 6 with us. He's the Ginger Gorilla. Why is he Gigi, the Ginger Gorilla? Ben, this was before your time, before you were on the show. But one time, he had an endorsement with some sort of place that does like, I don't know. They did like it was kind of like a spa, and they do like body shaving and all this different stuff like that. And he was going there. I don't know if it was for tanning. He was going there for something, and he was supposed to have like shaved his back before he got something done. And he went there, and like the woman's like, "No, I don't shave your back as part of this, so you can't get the thing." And he like had to go home, and it was either his mom or his stepmom. He said all this on the air. Like, this was all on the air. No one was prying. Nobody was asking about his hairy back. And so I think he had his mom or his stepmom shave his back. And he said, I look like a ginger gorilla. And then from that point on, I was like, oh, I'm never like that. You're never going to outlive that. Like, you're now the ginger gorilla. You just dubbed yourself the ginger gorilla. And then ginger gorilla got shortened to GG.
But also, GG, the more appreciated GG, your dog, GI. So sometimes, because some people might hear that on this show when we say, I might throw up a GG. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a 2-unit play for, you have GG with you? Yeah.
For our Husky.
Right.
Our Husky mix.
So sometimes that's GI, not GG.
Yeah. Yeah. So GG is short for, I guess, her name in Kuwait, where she was from, was Gizalia. And there's this group, they're called Wings of Love, and they bring dogs over from countries where, like, especially a breed like hers,
really,
like a Husky in the Middle East, like not being cared for, like overheating, all that stuff, and they bring the dogs over to the U.S.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so that's where we got Gazala from, and then, but she was already kind of used to being called Gigi, and then she's got a million nicknames from that.
Right.
Like, she's probably called G Jaws more than anything else. Right, G Jaws? So, anyhow, that's how it works with dogs. You've got to send me the pictures of Maddie's dog.
I keep forgetting. You're right. I'll do that literally when we get off.
What is it? Is Lilo and Stitch or no?
No, that would have been good. I know. Lilo and Kona.
Lilo and Kona. So there you go. We will start getting Ben's dogs in the mix as well. Excuse me. So that's the show. Again, tomorrow we'll be back at 11. Mondays we usually go a little bit early, around 10:30 or so, and we'll have more NFL plays tomorrow. We'll have some. Oh, yeah. One
thing. Sorry, there was a comment. I forget who it was, but I remember seeing somebody asked me about the field goal attempts and the field goal makes for basketball plays. Bet365 is where I do it. It was one of our loyal commenters, but he had just asked where I'm giving or where I'm finding the field goal attempts or those. A lot of NBA stuff I'm doing, but it's mostly between FanDuel and Bet365. Occasionally there will be a better line somewhere else, but majority of NBA, I would say probably Bet365. But those field goal attempts and all of those good things are on Bet365.
Yeah, I like that's my favorite app. I mean, I'll bet wherever the best money is, but I think Bet365 is the best app, and they've got certainly the best options for soccer betting. Um, so that's the show. We appreciate you guys as always. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Ben, have fun at the game. And we'll be back tomorrow at 11 because you want to bet and we want to bet. And we sincerely appreciate you betting with us.